Hello and welcome to the No Dig Norfolk Gardener, where we talk everything no dig and vegetables. Now, we're in the middle of February now and it's a lovely day. I thought we'd take the opportunity to be outside to sow a few seeds. And what I want to do is to be able to sow some Calabrese. In this case, it's the variety Marathon. Always found that works really well for us. And also we're going to start off some cabbage. Now our family has a taste for Savoy cabbage. That's the one they like, and simply called Savoy King. It's an F1 seed. Now we do also sow other varieties of Savoy, particularly ones that are winter hardy, and you can probably see behind me we still have the remnants that are left. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants left. That's a variety called Rigoletto. I'll try to stagger when I sow my seeds. So you can see I'm just using a double tray here. And what I will do is I'm going to sow these seeds today, as many as I need. And then in a couple of 3 weeks' time, these cells that are here on this side, I shall actually sow the next lot. Now, our beds are 14 feet wide by 12 feet long, and whether it be cauliflower, cabbage or Calabrese, I always have a space of 18 inches when I plant them out. That equates to 8 plants per row. So for the first plantings, I need a minimum of 8 seeds to germinate. So I'm probably going to sow double that quantity to ensure that I do get the 8. And as I say, I shall come back to this tray in about 2 to 3 weeks' time, and I shall make another sowing identical, so that they get planted out at a slightly different time and I don't get all the heads all in one go. So I've just filled this tray with organic compost, and it is a little bit on the dry side, so I'm going to actually give it a good watering before we sow the seeds. So you might see I'm using a slightly unusual watering can, but we like to try to get more than one use out of single-use plastic, and by punching some holes in the top and filling it with water, you can use it as an ideal sort of watering can, and it's a bit more directional because you can just get it where you want it to go. Whereas if you use rather a large watering can, even with a fine rose on it, the water goes absolutely everywhere. We'll just wait for that to drain through, and then we'll be ready to sow our seeds. What do you lay over there in the sunshine? Where's your ball? It's really lovely to be out in the garden on a nice fine day in February. I can hear the birds tweeting. There's still plenty of life about, which is really good. Anyway, on with our sowing. So the first seeds I'm going to sow are the Savoy, cabbage. So I'll just snip the end off there. Now, seeds for brassicas are quite easily seen. I do have to wear glasses these days, but even I can see these. And as you can see, there's a pinch of seed there, which is more than I'm going to require, but I want to ensure that I do get the correct amount of plants. And the method I'm going to be using today is I'm going to be sowing these in this area here, and then as they germinate and come through, I'm then going to prick them out into individual modules to then grow on. So we'll just scatter the seeds over the compost. And that should allow us enough germination, hopefully, that we get the 8 plants in that row that we want. So I'll take the Calabrese Marathon and we shall do exactly the same thing. We shall just sprinkle those over the surface. There we have it. Right, I shall lightly cover these with some compost. And these will then go indoors, where we'll wait for them to germinate. And if you've been following our channel, you'll know that in the month of January, when we were sowing things like chilies and peppers and aubergines, they required some heat. The ambient temperature within our kitchen area will be more than warm enough for these to be able to germinate, so these won't need to go onto a heat mat. A warm windowsill will be absolutely fine. Let's make our labels, because we need to know which is where. And of course, following our sort of rule of trying to get more than one use out of our single-use plastic, these are the labels that we made out of an old butter box. So we'll give those a watering from the top. And there you have it, Cabbage Savoy King and Calabrese Marathon. Now they'll probably take about 10 days or so to germinate, and in something like 4 or 5 weeks time they'll be ready to go out into the garden, and these will give us summer harvest sometime around the beginning of June. As I say, we should come back here in about 2 to 3 weeks time, fill this side and mirror exactly what we've done here, and in that way they don't all come ready at the same time. Now if you like this video and you got some value from it, please give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed, we'd love you to subscribe to our channel, so please do so, and we shall see you on the next video.